in which we incorporate that this section here of C, right, now equals fucking 500 million bombs, right? And now in that 500 million bombs, now obviously this equation now equals freaking a new equation, right? And in which that this kind of breaks off, in my opinion. I'll bring that down like this, right? And then in that equation, you'll have freaking, you'll have, right, equals whatever that ends up being. That could be something new completely, right? In relevance, right? And as long as we keep doing this, right, as long as we keep having this pattern, and we keep scaling that, we'll always have something new, right? We'll always have, because we can't have everything that exists because it doesn't make sense, right? If you observe something like air, it's not there, right? It's not. You can detect air with a lighter and an experiment and etc. But like, because I can detect air right now, my lighter wouldn't work, right? But in its entirety, right, the argument is, well, if the black hole is nothing, then it's nothing, right? It means nothing. But the counter argument is, well, it is something because it is there, right? It is mass, right? It is mass. It is it's involved in a property of energy, right? It's involved in a system, right? So now if this continues to be a mimicking pattern, then regardless whether this outcome can always possibly lead to a question mark, because, right, there's always a positive and a negative or whatever, that doesn't matter, because the rest of this data can just be put away for later. And you can just call the data set frickin' D1.51 and you can review this later, right? And then this data set can be later used in whatever, right? So this is every time the coin lands on its side, right? So we can just call this 0, right? So then this then resets our entire equation, right? Resets our entire thing, right? Does it make sense? Well, it doesn't really. But the fact of the matter is that as long as you have a defining outcome with a possibility, you have a certainty, right? And with that certainty, you can add a property, and in which that property can create an outcome, in which that outcome then